If you haven't visited Disneyland, we would urge you to go. It's a beautiful place with jolly music, colorful fairy tale buildings, cartoon characters and entertainment aplenty. It's the perfect place for a holidays. Families all over the world visit Disneyland every year and the theme park never fails in putting a smile on our faces. Despite the joyous, fun and excellent performances from entertainers and more, the Disneyland theme parks have some amount of secrets and weird facts that we never really knew about. Check out the 10 creepy, and very weird, facts about Disneyland that we bet you never even thought about. You have been warned. This may ruin your idea of what Disneyland is all about. 10. All the plants in Tomorrowland are edible. Mickey and Minnie Mouse pose in front of the Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disneyland. When Tomorrowland was being built, Walt really wanted the land of the future to be sustainable and efficient. Disney decided to plant all edible vegetables and fruits throughout Tomorrowland. How awesome! Tomorrowland is meant to double as a farm, where humanity makes the most of its resources. 9. The basketball court, inside the Matterhorn. According to the Disney Channel show, Inside Out, there is a small attic-like space at the top of the Matterhorn that houses a small basketball court. There have been rumors as to why this is there. One theory was that Disney wanted to skirt the building height restrictions and add a sports facility to the mountain so it could be taller. In reality, the space wasn't a basketball court in the end, but a place for staff to wait, relax and rest before they had to reappear in the theme park. An employee did add a basketball to the space, which is how the name came about. 8. Disneyland is a no-fly zone. You better not fly over Disneyland as a pilot, or you'll never hear the end of it. The sole and exclusive motivation for seeking these restrictions is for the safety and enjoyment of our guests, said Disney spokeswoman Leslie Goodman, explaining that enjoyment meant everything from keeping out banner ads from trial lawyers to pilots buzzing the parks. No aircrafts are allowed to fly within a 3-mile radius of Disneyland. We never noticed this before. 7. Code V is the code for when someone vomits. Disneyland workers have a special code to deal with sick children. Yup. When someone vomits, management discreetly call for a Code V case. The vomit section is cornered off while staff take care of the issue. So if you ever see a group of staff members circling an area, you know what the fuss is all about. 6. There's a ride that ends in hell. Most of the oldest rides at Disneyland are dark skies, which means they are indoor rides that are sparsely lit and are meant to create scenes that you ride past. One dark ride, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, ended with Mr. Toad from The Wind in the Willows driving into an oncoming train and literally arriving in hell. The add to the fun-filled atmosphere of park guests being dead and suffering eternal damnation, the entire area was even heated. The weirdest part of this is that it's not a recreation of any scene from the movie or book version of The Wind in the Willows. Whoever designed the ride just felt like adding a section where you got to see Walt Disney's current resting place. 5. The Pet Cemetery behind the Haunted Mansion. Next time you step foot into the Haunted Mansion, take a walk behind it and you'll stumble upon a cemetery where there's even a gravestone for Mr. Toad. The original Pet Cemetery began in the 1980s with just a few grave statues tucked away on a small patch of lawn on the side of the queue, out of sight for most guests. After a few years, Disney Imagineers realized there were more ghost stories to tell from mansion's animal inhabitants. 4. Walk Disney Spies. Concept art for the Cinderella Castle's makeover at Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World Resorts Hotel. That's right, Walt Disney hired spies. If you ever check out the firehouse on Main Street in Disneyland, you'll come across the second-floor window. While Walt was busy building the park, he built an apartment that overlooked Main Street, which was at the center of where all the action took place. Walt had an idea to spy on guests, with his family, to see what they were saying about the theme park and evaluated their reactions from above. After Walt passed away, the company brass put a candle in the window to remind everyone of Walt's everlasting presence. The candle remains there to this day. So it's like he never really went away. 3. The underground world beneath Disneyland. Disneyland was built with an incredibly complex, enormous underground tunnel system. This system includes tunnels that are called utilidors, meaning corridors, and the picture above is what they look like. Walt Disney built these underground tunnels so that characters would be able to move with ease and out of the way of the public. They are also used for garbage removal. The underground world takes up about 9 acres, and some of the tunnels are so long that employees travel by golf cart. The only way to see the underground tunnels is if you get a job at Disneyland, otherwise they are completely restricted and prohibited to the public. 2. Disneyland Paris keeps making people want to kill themselves. Speaking specifically about the Disneyland in Paris, it was reported by The Independent and the New York Daily News that a chef who worked at Disneyland Paris committed suicide in 2010. Before he took his own life, the man wrote on his apartment wall, "I don't want to go back to Mickey's house," except the writing was in French. In November 2013, another staff member tried to light themselves on fire but was stopped just in time. "We didn't know Disneyland was this messed up, but obviously working there is not a good idea. We'll avoid that one so." 1. Dead people in Disneyland. Walt Disney came up with the concept of Disneyland after visiting various amusement parks with his daughters in the 1930s and 1940s. For years now, there was a tradition where loved ones would bring ashes of family members who died, and would scatter the ashes all of the haunted mansion. Freaky. Unfortunately, the ashes don't stick around for very long as staff members vacuum the entire area every night, leaving the haunted mansion dust-free. Another interesting fact about Disneyland is that in the Pirates of Caribbean ride there is a bed that contains real-life human bones. As tradition has it, pirates used to sleep on the furniture built by your enemies. Gross. We feel a little different about Disneyland now, after all that. How about you?